I tell you about my Albatross? Hey, yo, here we go. Come on.
Welcome to another episode of Did I Tell You About My Albatross? I'm your host, Albi. This is the golf podcast for honest degenerates. It's like teaming up with your favorite foursome every week and diving into the best stories in and around golf. You guys ready to tee off? Let's go!
We out here chilling on the right side.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Did I Tell You About My Albatross? The golf podcast, where we are all about the story. We tell each and every layer of the story. I have two crowd favorites. I got my man Panda. I think everybody knows Panda. Say hey, Pin.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Albatross?
Panda, it's good to see you again. And we have a guest with us. Man, does he look smooth over there. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, Mr.
Mister.
Mister?
That's a terrible name, by the way. Is it Mr. Should we call you Koala? I think we
want to be the Mallard.
There's a lot of nicknames for me.
We've been here a long.
Yeah.
What do you want, man?
You guys choose.
No, you got
Koala, Mallard.
I actually call this guy, he is the mayor. And actually, I just want
to be the mayor.
I actually just want to start right there. So the stories, maybe it's just our club. Like, I think, I'm just assuming all clubs like this, maybe we'll be the only ones that ever listen to this because no other golf club has all these like, goofy stories. I was playing golf with the mayor, Koala, whatever you want to call him. We're going to get a little bit more back into his name here in a second. I was playing golf with you one day. As we were turning around the corner on, site number 5, right, under the tunnel.
Yes.
That you almost, you have to play chicken with people as they go like 93 miles an hour, or a lady on a bike. That's always interesting.
Yep.
Usually she has a baby like right there that's like sitting there. When we drove under the tunnel, we turned left and we went to the tee box, but there was actually a lady pooping right there.
Let's go.
Oh, I know who it was. It was. So I was playing.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I was playing, I think, with you when a guy was riding on his bike and he was very homeless, had bags on the thing, and he had a cowboy hat and a feather sticking out of his cowboy hat. And we're like,
4th of July.
is that?
It's a very fair question. Of course, it kind of looks a little bit, but I think that was actually, I was playing with you because then right after that, we did see the little guy kind of walking around with the hat, and I'm pretty sure it had like an American deal on it.
Yep.
And then,
It certainly did.
and the guy I was playing with the day before, he told me that, that there was, or no.
That was me. Panda.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, where the guy got arrested?
It was
That
me,
was sick.
Panda, my brother. We're on that hole. And Foster.
Yeah.
And there's this guy who is just like, I thought he was just coming.
I thought he was jogging.
Jogging down the path. And he had his shirt off. And then sheriff pickup trucks come screeching around the corner, no sirens on. And all of a sudden the guy darts into the hedge and dives underneath the hedge. And we're all looking at her like, what the fuck is happening? The cops come running out in the fairway with their guns out. And Foster's this giant woo-woo was walking closer.
Yeah, he gets
Panda darts backwards and is ducked down behind like a little ledge, like hiding.
Like a concrete ledge.
Ledge. And all of a sudden the cops come sprinting at the guy, get out, guns right at him, get on the floor, all this, and we're just on the golf course, on our private golf course.
I just described someone pooping, someone getting arrested, and then a concrete wall in the middle of our golf course. Maybe we don't have, and a tunnel that runs right into a lady with a baby. I don't know if we do have a private club.
Yeah.
It's a very good question. Okay, so getting back to your name, which we think is going to be Koala, and it should be because, again, we have a specialty here at Did I Tell You About My Albatross? And that is we can name your spirit animal. In fact, it's one of the contests that we're going to roll out this evening. So all the subscribers out there, stay tuned. You got to sit through or you can just fast forward. But at the very end of the show, we're going to get into the contest, and you'll want to stay tuned, especially for the contest around the spirit animal. And I think that's kind of why you're named Panda and you're named Koala, is because what happened? You just went, why do we even name you that? Was it?
It has nothing to do with me or my personality. It was simply
bestowed.
I because there's a lot of players that we play with. There's a big group of us that all bet and gamble and like to play, and everyone just basically can't function if I'm not running the games. And I was in Australia for my job for about a month, and nobody seemed to be golfing anymore. And I got home, and everyone just started calling me Koala.
Yeah, I mean, it's just always sad when you're gone, and that's why, I just hope you never leave.
Yeah,
right.
well, I'm not traveling for work.
You're gonna now
anymore,
live
so-
in the shed.
So I'm around.
Yeah, we thought we were capacity last time Panda and I were here.
I think we can get one more.
We definitely have room for one more.
I think
but
we could easily get one more.
I have kneecap sweat.
And a
dripping down my calf already.
vertical person.
I guess I didn't realize like this podcast is really for people who haven't done podcasts before. Because like once you do a podcast, I'm sure it's like in a studio. You've probably done some nice ones.
I've done some podcasts before, and this is different.
Great acoustics.
I mean, do you think Chris Paul? There it is, right there for this episode. Do you think Chris Paul would ever sign up for something like this? Is he too bougie?
He would sign up for something like this, and he would be a quick one and done.
Yeah. Okay. The other thing is that I love about Koala is the fact that you have a brother, and you guys are
I do have a brother.
you guys are attached at the
I
hip.
have-
City
I have
manager.
3 brothers, actually.
That's true. That's true. You do. I met your
Youngest brother.
Yeah, and you guys are like it's kind of a crazy thing. Like Panda, like is it just me? Like they seem to always play together,
I think one of them demands that they play together. Yeah.
and that's what we really wanted to. That's really what we wanted to get at tonight. Like we got to figure this out. Like, is that you or is that him? I've got my own theory, and don't worry, no one's ever going to see this again.
I'd like to hear your theories, and then I'll tell you the truth.
My theory is that I don't know because I mean, you know, let me tell you what it is.
My
It's not,
theory is I don't know.
dude. I'm just jealous. Okay, that's just all it is. I'm just jealous. Like I didn't grow up with a brother, right? I'd love to have one.
Wait, can I be the mayor of Carrollwood, and my brother can be the assistant to the mayor of Carrollwood?
No, I think he has to be equal. I don't think he can be below you.
Well, actually, he's definitely below him because he's the younger
Ooh.
brother.
That is
Okay.
true.
And he also is the reason they
Ageism.
always play together because he loves his older brother so much. That is my theory. There.
He does, but the real truth is we don't enjoy gambling against each other because
Oh.
I don't I don't want to take his money and he doesn't want to take my money, so we always just play together.
So really, I think we were talking about this the other night. Is like, you know, the thing about our show, it's so stupid. Is the fact we have rules. We actually have rules that you have to follow in order to even listen.
Mhm. And we're also, I'd like to hear the mayor's stance on shrinking the game. A lot in golf, you know, is to grow the game.
Yes.
We are actually kind of actively promoting to make it much smaller. We want to shrink it.
Right, so that it's not as busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
How do you feel about
You
that?
like that?
Yeah, 100%.
We're okay with like eliminating some people.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, not if you don't, but I mean, if you
I think
if you
we should
violate
all-
some rules,
we-
you're out.
We should all have to name one person in our group that we would like eliminated.
Ooh, okay.
What do you consider a
We're
group?
gonna have to do that off
that we play
camera.
with somewhat frequently.
Okay. I just wanted to
It's
get
gonna
my.
be real awkward if Brandon says Panda.
It would be very awkward.
Panda.
I'm quite happy with our group. I like everyone we play.
No,
with.
I do too. I mean, but it's the people that like. Sorry, go ahead.
No, there's tons of people that don't need to be playing golf that
It
are
cr-
playing golf.
In our club, correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
In our, or just in general, I think we're talking about the whole
We're just and
atmosphere. It's like people who don't take your glove off to putt. We're kind
We call those
of
glove-
indifferent on those.
glove
What do you
putters.
think?
But did you know, like, the all-time greats putted with their gloves on? Jack
Who?
Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer.
Yeah,
Did
but
they?
it's not
They're
1950
all,
anymore.
Well, they're all glove putters. So I would be interested on who was the first person to start taking their glove off that started that trend.
no way. I never knew that.
That's
Yeah.
a deep dive.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to.
Dude, you better
Send
be
it off
accurate on
to-
that because
to
there are going to be
research.
so many people,
they
Mayor.
Pull-
They
pull it
did.
up
They
on
did. They
Google.
did. They did. Old
I
dudes.
can't mess with anything right now.
They're
all-
gloves.
Flip on your get phone.
Yeah, okay. I'll look.
All right, while you do that, what I was getting at is that we have rules, which is silly for 0 subscribers, 0 listeners. Not even, like it's silly to have
We're
rules.
actually at negative subscribers.
We've
'cause
actually-
we're gonna eliminate people before zero. We're gonna actually have to climb up to 0.
Oh, that's so true.
We're gonna be blocked.
Dude, you're my favorite dude in the club, by the way.
Shout out.
Show that to the camera. That is the great Arnold Palmer putting with a glove on.
With a glove. Hey, there you go. Let's get focus on that.
You like that?
Okay, like how about people with iron covers?
On
How about 2 gloves?
Iron covers don't have a place in the game.
Right.
ball retrievers?
Ball retrievers are useful, but also don't have a place in a good player's bag. But I'm pretty sure I saw Albi use a ball retriever once.
No, I don't think I've ever. I mean,
He openly admits to at one point having iron covers.
oh
like,
yeah, no, I
fairly
mean,
recently.
I've putted with my glove. It just didn't. I've tried everything, dude. I've every single swing aid there is. I've like literally tried
Have you
everything.
gotten 2 gloves?
Yeah,
That's a dark place.
On both hands because it's raining. Sure.
Does my brother have a nickname, or is he just referred to as my
He's
brother?
the city planner, and he is
I call him the
currently
assistant mayor.
Yeah,
Assistant mayor.
whatever. We can be assistant.
So my brother has, I don't know when the last time you guys played with him, if it's been somewhat recently.
I saw it. I saw what you're about to see, and it was shocking to see. It was visually jarring.
Oh, the left.
He's putting lefty.
I played with him. I can't believe it.
Yeah, he is.
Does it look better?
Do you want a beer?
I'm good for right now.
What about you?
Yeah, just keep them coming, man.
He is a righty golfer. My brother is one of the best. He's the top, I'd say, 3 iron player at the club. Like he's a 2 or 3 handicap.
His swing's really good.
Very good player.
His swing's really good.
Incredible iron player.
Had a 30-minute lesson with the Panda.
Yes, he did.
Just saying.
Got all into the numbers. Way out of my comfort zone. And he now putts lefty. Because he was an absolute, I think his average putting was about 34, 35 putts per round.
Dude,
It wasn't bad from like 20 feet though. It
No,
just
no.
got scary from like 4.5 to 1 foot.
dude, he I've seen him miss some I mean, dude, he beats me like every time. I mean, like he's a good player.
He's a very good player.
But he makes me feel great because sometimes he's putting, I'm like, wow, he is so good. And how could he miss that like little 2-foot putt? And then I'll see him putt with the helicopter.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta get me a helicopter. And then I mean I
He
literally
did
tried
get
to,
the helicopter before you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it? The lab putter with the piece,
Yeah.
just a piece of metal that you twirl around.
The silver dildo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's putting lefty and he's putting better. The thing with him was he was a tough lag putter. He didn't get speed from like distance, very dialed. And then I'd say his mid-range putting was actually decent, righty, but his short putts were there were no gimmies with my brother. He has to putt everything out because he misses 3-footers all day long. But now lefty, he's better.
Now that's a really good one. What about gimmies?
lefty? Is he lefty left hand low or is he lefty cross hand?
He's lefty, right hand low, so cross-handed.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
it's good.
That's backwards.
Dicey.
Backwards.
Yeah.
That almost makes it right side up.
It
Yeah,
almost cancels out. It's a double negative.
Now, are y'all competitive with each other, or how does that work?
Yeah, of course. I mean, grew up with 4 boys in our family, so very competitive.
He's like a marksman or something, right? Too.
yeah. I'm always he's his real life job. He's a pilot,
Right. Well, I mean, I know he's not like a marksman for a living.
but he is very.
How would you know if he was really good?
Yeah, true.
He'd never.
does
he
he,
has
does
an-
he shoot with
he
his
does-
right hand above his left hand?
No. So when if he
2
goes
gloves on?
shooting, he shoots lefty.
What?
Yeah, so he shoots lefty. He writes lefty.
Oh.
He does a lot of things left-handed. So putting lefty isn't that crazy for him.
Okay.
He used to putt lefty.
Yeah,
And then he
now
went
it's not
to-
so scary.
Then he went to putting righty. So like it's somewhat comfortable for him to go back to putting lefty. And he's putting significantly better lefty. And I've always told him that he's a better putter lefty, but I think he just didn't want to like be
Weird.
yeah, and be judged. But everyone's starting to judge him for his putting righty, so he's kind of like, fuck it, might as well putt lefty.
It's okay to be weird.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, so
I've made a career out of it.
yeah, but we are very competitive, and we do compete, with each other and everything. But it's as his older brother, I've just, there's things that I excel at, and happens to be a little bit more on the athletic side than he does. So I never really, he's never really been much of a competitor towards me.
That's pretty obvious. we
But
so
anything else, he destroys me, and if it has something to do with like not sports.
So I actually have sort of a place I'm going with this. It'll just probably take us a long time to get there. But is it cool if I share with the millions of people
Millions.
what you do?
Millions.
By the way, we need a sponsor.
Anybody.
We'd actually
producer.
we'd actually like this. We'd actually like take this moment and pause. And normally we take a sponsor break, but this is actually where your ad could go right here in this break right here for a living. Do you mind just telling the millions of subscribers what you do?
Yeah, sure. I put performance teams around professional tennis players and professional golfers. So it's sport-specific coaches, strength coaches, physios, nutritionists, mental performance coaches, strength and conditioning, all of it. Just whatever an athlete comes to our company, and we kind of do an eval on what they need and what could bring them to the next level, and what they maybe are in search of or want to replace or look for something new. And we help them, source that with people that are, in either employees of my company, or we look outside and bring in different experts in different areas that maybe we ID that they need help with.
I'm in sales. Like I absolutely love that. And I feel like I'm big. I actually have a professional development coach. It's been like a game changer for me. What is the difference between, someone like me on the golf course competitiveness? Okay, leave me aside. I'm going to edit all this shit out.
No, I have a very good answer for you.
Let's hear your very good answer.
Yeah. So Albi is famous for throwing in, our standard game is $100 buy-in, standard game. So anytime I'm running a game, it's $100 buy-in. We do some sort of split between a 2-ball, a best ball thing. So you have a partner and an individual thing. Famous for taking work calls on the golf course.
Yeah, we haven't gotten into that.
Massive Bose noise canceling headphones
with
on. With the antenna up, like he's, I don't know what he's doing on these calls, and then he just is off in his own world, just doing whatever he's doing. And we're betting, and his partner's like, what the fuck's, where's everyone?
Press?
Yeah, everyone who plays with
The in
just knows that this is part of it. And so, if I was your performance coach, I would simply advise you not to take work calls on the golf course.
Okay, we'll have to edit all that out. Okay. But that was a really good point. Thank you for that. No, I do. I think really though, what this full, have you watched Swing yet?
we got into
Yes, I have.
Palma Seal where you left.
Okay. All right. Let's just stop.
That is true. He didn't leave mid-round.
Were you there?
No, but I also remember when you were playing Wolf and you pressed for like $400 and you hit your first tee shot OB. And so you were just out of the hole with it worth, because you went solo in Wolf and it was worth $400 and he just snap hooks to drive OB and everyone felt bad that they gave him a mulligan.
Well, because they were actually no, because they guys were talking in my backswing. If y'all remember.
God.
Now
that
here's the
should
deal.
get you kicked out. That should be a rule.
What talking?
You can take a phone call, but you can't hear somebody fucking talk.
I don't take phone calls on the golf course, not for work. Nope. But what I do though is I have taken. I'm not gonna be able to use any of this shit, by the way.
Oh, this is great content.
Everybody takes the occasional work phone
No,
call on
I
the
mean
golf
you're
course.
right,
Give
dude.
me a
So
break.
obviously, if I could be more focused, I'm not even talking about. I'm just okay. My whole point was Full Swing. We were talking about it the other night. Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Okay, so they're amazing.
Yeah, they're very
I think they're really well done. I know really good golfers. Like I think we've got them at our club. Like we've got a lot of really good golfers at our club. Our club's actually pretty damn
Yeah.
I mean, even from our best dude there, like our best golfer, I think there is a whole different level of, and it's not just ability. I mean, literally, I have a swing coach and a mental performance coach with me. I just think it's kind of both, and you got to have a perfect combination, or you got to at least have more of maybe one or the other. Which would you rather have more of? Which would be more important? Your physical ability and the swing, or the mental side and the performance aspect? We'll start with you, Koala.
Are you a professional
depends.
golfer
Yeah.
already?
I'm a professional. I'm that guy that when you boot up your golf game and pick the platform and it's just a blank face and it's the avatar dude. Now you only have a certain number of little things you can send my way. Now that can either be a little bit better of a swing or a little bit better of a.
That's a hard question, but I'd say if you asked the 150 members of the PGA Tour right now who have their tour cards, if they could improve their swing or their mental performance, every single one of them would say their mental performance.
What do you think, Panda?
I think that's true. Yeah,
Because they all swing it well.
probably. They all swing it. Some
all
of them are probably going to be like, my swing is dog shit.
But they'd still
But
say
they
my mental performance, because their swing has
Yeah.
gotten them to that point. They don't need to hit the ball any better, but they need to think better, handle adversity better, handle pressure better, perform under pressure better. I will say the most dangerous partnering at Carrollwood is when Albi and Panda played together, because Panda is like the Albi whisperer.
Mm-hmm. Sherpa.
Yeah. Generally, Albi is good for, a mid.
I don't know, an Albatross to win a tournament, maybe.
Yeah, that's true. He did get that. And he has an email printed out over there.
Oh, we introduced it.
Can
Okay.
Hand me the trophy I made.
Read it last week.
I just want to show Koala. I don't think he's seen this. Is it all the millions of again, this is we're gonna look for the I had to make my own trophy, and I'm about as good at trophy making as I am producing podcasts. But
It's not bad.
it's
He's just mad that the golf ball fell.
Oh, it was glued.
It
I
was
was wondering what
attached.
that was.
yeah, it's a
Oh,
golf.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's actually more dynamic.
But
now
yeah,
that it can move.
you know, Albi's good for a high 70, low 80, low 90
Hey,
round
man.
of golf.
Mid
You know,
70s, low 70s at times.
I'm getting there.
Randomly.
And when he's with the Panda, he'll throw in like a 70, a 71, a 72, which is like a net 66. And everyone's just like,
What?
where the hell did that come from?
Yeah.
And it's because Panda has him on his
you
shit.
just got to Sherpa him around.
To me, I think it's a swing. Like that's what the amateur, I think the amateur player, like the true amateur, I think for me, I look at golf and I say, oh, I just need to fix my swing. I need to definitely buy that swing jacket and along with and I've got that. And I've also got the divot
New
board.
irons.
Oh, I definitely need the Sheftig board or whatever the hell that thing's called where I go back and forth and that. And then I got the little, I got it all. I mean, I got literally it all.
I've seen Albi bring out the divot board mid-round
Yeah.
when we're all on a par 3 and he just throws it on the ground and starts hacking away at
Takes a
it,
couple swipes.
checking his divot pattern.
I actually think this is a great time for us to pause and let the divot board know that we could actually, this would be a great
Oh, it's so
sponsorship.
helpful.
This would be a great sponsorship spot
Then he
for you.
steps up and stripes it.
Yeah, generally.
Brought to you by the divot board.
The divot board is a lie. Or it can be at least, though. It's
So are mats.
mats are a lie?
Mats are definitely a lie. I feel like they're bouncy wancy.
They are very
Like they're
bouncy.
helpful?
Well, I mean, they're definitely helpful.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe they're like, oh,
There's a guy at the club we play with, Falcon, who hits it about dick high on the course, but he put him on a mat and he hits it as high as anybody. And it's
Yeah.
because his club bounces up into the ball every time.
yeah. Oh, we're going to have Falcon on. He's the other one
Don't
with
be
the Albi.
talking shit about people who hit the ball dick high. You're
No,
just
no, no, no.
incriminating yourself.
I am a high ball hitter now, Panda,
Okay.
and you know this.
Sky balls.
I used to hit it low. I am now a high ball hitter.
Okay. I would like to see it.
Yeah, anytime.
Let's go. We
Speaking-
got the net up.
Speaking of like to see it, how about Panda's shirt here with Mariah Carey from...
Shout out Mariah.
I actually said, oh, that's...
Remember when she got caught lip syncing like the fucking Christmas
Yeah.
thing? That was hilarious.
Do they
Yeah,
all
that
do
was
that
good.
though, right?
Yeah, but hers
Yeah,
was
but it was-
bad.
it was
She
really
like
bad.
walked off the stage. She was like, "Fuck this" and "Fuck
Yeah.
New Year's."
Like, it was embarrassing.
What? No
yeah, you know,
way.
yeah, it was like embarrassing for her.
It was bad.
Oh my God, I just muted everything, I think.
Let's go.
Yeah, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything.
Hello?
Test.
the void. I hate the void.
Relax in the void.
You just said
I-
void was very relaxing.
fight
and
the void.
inviting. Well, you know what? We made it like a half hour. That's pretty good. Honestly, like that was good. That's a good run.
Why can't I hear myself?
Go.
Okay, I got it now. All right. My bad, dude.
Yeah, you're good.
because you were jerking off the mic.
Yeah, you just got to sit still.
Yeah,
I don't think
what's
he
wrong
does.
with you?
I don't
Just
think he
sit
does
still.
good. He's too ADHD to sit still.
All right. So, getting back to
The contest.
the contest. So, I think one of the contests that we had talked about, Koala, is after a certain number of subscribers. Now, we don't know how many subscribers that would take because I mean, I imagine it's not going to be 7 or 10 or whatever. It's going to be like a high number.
Okay.
Oh shit! You went and saw is it Wally? You went
I
and
did. Shout out the barbershop
dude.
by Salon Inga. South
Oh, you
Tampa.
guys have a joint barber?
He did actually give me a freebie and he gave me his barber.
I did. You're welcome.
And the guy's amazing. Like, I just love the guy. But what's interesting about it is, like, so I had a guy that's literally right here on the corner, right? He's probably gonna see this, like everyone else. And
Exactly.
so I'll drive the golf cart over to the club, and I'll have my kids with me. It's not that big of a town. I mean, Carrollwood's not. It's not like it's Manhattan. Like, it's like you kind of get to know everyone on your corner, and especially if you're driving a golf cart. Like, it's
Yep.
just you're gonna see them, and you're gonna be like, oh hey. But as I pass, I always try to like duck in actually behind the building because I don't want.
Because you're always looking fresh.
Well, because I don't
Yeah,
want
you gotta
exactly.
like wear a hat.
But no, but I mean, it's been a year
hoodie.
now. Like, it's been a year. And I went to this dude. I went
He's
to this,
well aware.
dude, I went to this guy every time I need a haircut for like 5 years.
Did
or
you
6
not
years.
like officially break up with
I
him?
didn't know how. I didn't know
Oh,
what to
you
do.
just
You should just like
you
send him
ghosted him.
You should send him a severance package.
Maybe he thinks you moved.
Well, I did say, so I made up this big elaborate story. Oh, you won't believe it. My wife and I were so excited. We just bought a lake house up in North Carolina, which we were trying to do, but it, they couldn't perk a septic tank or something weird. And so we had to back out. And so, it's kind of true. And then, and I was like, so I'm just getting my hair cut up there. I'm going up there all the time now.
Yeah.
So,
Wow. You could lie into the barber?
yeah.
Just let the man down easy.
Yeah.
All right. So then I just forgot what we were talking
The
about.
contest.
So the contest. So,
For the 5th time.
yeah. So, after a certain number of subscribers, I won't talk about the Albatross anymore, period.
We
Yeah.
would like to
Penn
know
and I had a closed door discussion behind
or
your back.
what.
What do you think? What's that number?
No, it's not about the number.
Or what?
Yeah, like
Oh, you guys
What?
are worried about the or what?
what happens.
No, I told
When
Panda
you
I'm
talk
a
about
He was
it.
like, I just won't.
I'm
I'll
a man of my. First of all, I'm a man of my word.
That's fine. You're going to
Like,
talk
I'm
about
just-
your Albatross.
We don't think that you're not a man of your word, but we think that you're still gonna fucking tell somebody.
Yeah.
If you're playing Pine 1 with a bunch of strangers and somebody hits one close and they're like, holy shit, that's the best shot I've ever hit on this hole. You're just gonna
You're going to be like, hey, did you hear
stand there and
Do you guys
say
remember that
nothing?
email in 2019? And the member, they sent out
2020.
and some guy got an Albatross? That was me. No chance
Exactly.
you're not going to be able to say that.
So what? So
Hey,
or
can I get
what?
a peach, please?
Yeah, keep them coming, baby.
Yeah, get a grapefruit, dog. There's a pineapple.
No, you.
Oh,
Peach,
he won't do it.
Peach.
Here's a grapefruit, dude. You're
You know, that's what they call
Yeah, I'm
peach
gonna mow them
ideas.
down. All I do is show up and
fucking kill it, dude.
let you feed me booze.
I can't deal with this boom arm.
Billy, I haven't had to pay for any of this, anything. Yeah, just show up. He makes me show him my balls at the end, but that's all. He said that's payment enough, so he might have to make you do that.
He's definitely doing it.
So I think the
I kind of figured coming into this shed.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird shit that happens in here.
In the shed.
But this is all the space we have because we live in Tampa and real estate's
expensive.
Do we have a name for the shed?
I think it's
The Shake Shack.
It's the whatever wants to pay us money studios.
Yes, he said the Cialis. He called it the Cialis shed at one point, and I like, of course.
That's our niche, though. We sell it to somebody like obscure.
How about
can't really get
how about
normal.
Tough Shed? Hey, Tough Shed. Look at what I'm doing with your product right here, dude. Thank you. Most people they put their lawnmowers in here. So,
Are these sheds used for lawn equipment? And
oh,
stuff?
dude, when I got this shed, just so y'all know, I mean,
Do you cut your own grass?
God no. Dude,
I was gonna say, I was like, no chance you have a lawnmower anywhere in here.
it's actually right around the corner. I can't have it in here when we're. No, but no, I mean, not saying I wouldn't. Of course, I mean, I would love to cut my lawn. I just don't have the time. And I'm terrible at it. But I will say that my lawn man died about 2 months ago, and
Oh, yeah, I heard this one.
yeah, and Panda was like, "What'd you do to?"
This is
When I told him, he goes, "What'd you do?
This is
What'd you
fucked
do to him?" I was like, "What the?" So this guy, I felt terrible, man. I still feel bad. Really nice guy. But I'll tell you, like, he started kind of slacking off a little bit, right? And I'm all about giving people breaks. I'm all about like, hey, let's work with you. Let's get you on a program. Let's get you on a plan. Let's figure it out. Let me help you.
Yeah.
Just like you.
You're a
know?
helper.
And so what happened was I told him, I'm like, hey, man, so I'm paying you extra for these weeds, right? And we still got a lot of weeds, and I'm not like upset or anything. I mean, I may have came at him a little bit more aggressive than that the third time.
Yeah.
But and then the third time I'm like, hey, man, so I guess the squeaky wheel
What's up
gets
with these fucking weeds?
when I was like, well, because my mother-in-law is the one that recommended this guy, and I just love her. She's the best, and I just like, she is so sweet. Like, and they've been using this guy for years, and it's hard to find people that do the good work. Like it is this,
It is.
at least in
It's very
Tampa.
hard. In Florida, it's very hard to find good quality.
So he originally did good work, and my mother-in-law was like, oh, this guy's great, blah blah blah. So we hooked, for years we used him, and then he started getting more and more slack. And finally, I'm like, and my mother-in-law was like, well, I said something to him and he actually started doing it. And so the third or fourth time I said, I'm like, look, man, I'm like, I guess the squeaky wheel gets the grease is what I literally said that. It was so embarrassing. I was like, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And I just need to and I'm squeaking over here. Can you just cut my shrubs and can you please weed my flower beds? Thank you. So 2 weeks went by. And I go out and I see him like, hey man, like what's going on? Like he got
Still
even worse.
hadn't done it.
Still hadn't done it. And he was like, I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm like actually got, it wasn't COVID. He was like, I don't have COVID or anything, but he was like, I'm having a hard time like getting around. And I just noticed he was acting a lot slower. And I'm like, oh man, like, I'm like, all right, well. And he's like, you know what? I'm actually just gonna stop. I'm like, dude, you only did like half of the yard here. I didn't say that, but I'm like, okay, I know you gotta like, yeah, go feel better or whatever. And when you coming back, he's like, I'll try to get back out here next week. Now I pay for weekly service, right? And I'm like,
I don't know about that.
I'm like,
That's it?
So he went home. 1 week went by, and I'm like, okay, didn't make it. And I'm like, I can't wait to see this guy. I'm gonna the squeaky wheel back. I'm gonna bring it. And then the next week came by, I didn't come. Next week, and then my mother-in-law was like, hey, have you seen blah, blah, blah? And I was like, nah, where's he at? And she's like, I haven't seen him either. I'm like, what? And so finally, I'm like, I'm gonna give it one more week. I call him, goes to his wife, and she's like, oh, me and the family were devastated because he passed away last week.
Oh, wow.
He had a blood clot in his lungs, and he couldn't breathe.
You might have killed him.
So did you get their refund on the month you paid for?
I was like, well, who's taking over?
Yeah.
Squeaky wheel. No, but I
So now
I
who
don't
cut you
have
back?
time for that. I need these weeds pulled.
Is there a happy ending to this story?
No.
no,
No, that's it. You
He
just
found a new one.
you found a new guy.
my lawn guy died. That's not the that's the happy. And
That's
then
it.
and then so
That's
now
really sad.
all right, so let's just pause here and I think another
Sponsor time?
yeah. This one's sponsored by
sponsor
A
break.
and what's actually the name of your company? Qual? Might as well give you a free plug here.
I think we need to get a sponsor from a lawn care company.
True.
Or a shed company.
So getting back to my tough shed. So I just decided to start doing all the work myself. Like that's why like when you buy a tough shed, I'm like I couldn't find anyone to do good work. But when you buy a tough shed, it comes, dude, these guys, it's amazing. These two dudes show up, happiest day of my life, besides my kids getting born, my Albatross, and meeting you two. And then they came with their boards and stuff in a big truck
They built this?
in like 3 hours.
You didn't have to build it?
They built the whole thing. It was amazing. Now, when I say
That's
built the whole
nice.
thing, you go in here and it's like wood. Like it's all wood.
Yeah.
And out of drywall probably if on YouTube and stuff.
They just build the
Did you paint this
structure.
bad boy?
You can tell I painted it. Yep.
There you go.
That's not like a
Lines look good.
ish.
You know where we could do the podcast?
I have 5-iron.
5 Iron Tampa.
I've already thought of that. Actually, I would love to do some spots there for sure. If you'd have us, and we'll have a live
We're gonna
audience.
have office space, so we might. I was like, I don't need an office. What the hell?
Podcasting
We
studio.
might as well do a podcasting. Yeah.
Billy says I'd be on the payroll.
Yep.
So we can all be
you
one
mean-
happy family.
You mean Panda Town?
Panda Town.
Mm.
We are
Panda-
officially
The Panda for Performance Corner.
we're officially opening a Panda Town.
What's
This
the
is-
Panda Town going to be?
So
Where I
You'll
give
find out.
lessons? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, I got you dialed, Panda.
Let's
lessons and then and grips and stuff.
My life's getting planned out. I don't even know.
Yeah. Lessons. Club building. Club fitting.
The Panda Performance Center.
No.
The Panda Town.
Panda Town.
We were talking about stealing a panda too last
It's
episode.
also a Chuck E. Cheese after midnight.
Oh, dude, you guys you
Oh.
gonna have pizza? Oh, weird.
Well, it's a full kitchen. Yeah. Full
Yeah.
kitchen and full bar.
What was your favorite part of Full Swing? Like, what did you get out of it?
Ooh. All right. So
And what do you think about the Live Tour? Those are two different questions.
those are two different
We
questions.
haven't had a big
That's weird.
end all be all, a big come. We haven't had an end all be all of the Live Tour discussion. So I mean that would easily occupy like a couple hours.
Yeah.
What's your take on it? Cool.
Yeah. So on the Full Swing. So last year I traveled the tour on the ATP tour for tennis. So I was on the road for 25 weeks. So probably at 20 some events in the Grand Slams, which are 2 weeks. So yeah, about 25 weeks on the road last year. So I got to see all of the behind the scenes of the Netflix crew and how they filmed because they're doing
Oh.
the big one on tennis.
Nice,
It was
yeah.
called Break Point. I think the golf one blew away the tennis one. The tennis one I thought was really not entertaining and not great to watch.
Oh, really? Was it different?
Well,
was
it's
it
also
different people?
hard. It's hard. They didn't get the big names that golf got.
Yeah.
So I felt like golf got a lot of big, recognizable household names. Tennis did not. And also because I lived that world of tennis, so I know all those players, personally really well. It was a little weird to watch, how they told their story because they didn't really tell. They just didn't tell all of it, and so it was a little
interesting.
hard to watch.
Was it a different? Would you know if it was a different production company?
No, same company that started
F1.
drive-throughs. And so the golf one I thought was excellent. I was really into it. And I've talked to a few other professional golfers, and they all liked it as well. They thought it was great. And I think they just did a better job of going like in depth of the personal stories and getting, more detailed on the personal side of things. And they showed like these guys on TV are, they're humans first, and they showed the human element. So I really liked that part of it. I thought that was great. I liked the personal touches they did. I thought
What was your favorite one?
Man, probably the Tony Finau episode. I love that.
I love that one. I mean, first of all,
I thought that was good. I like the last one too. I like Rory's episode as well.
That's the only one. I like that one too. But that's the only one. Tony's one is the only one that my wife watched. And I will say, like, it just made me look bad. It just made me look like she's like, why can't you be more like this guy? This guy's amazing.
He's a good dude.
He is like the nicest guy like ever. Like, I mean, but I will say Joel Damon
I like the Joel Damon one.
I know in your world, he's like the exact opposite of what that guy could use a little performance.
No, but everyone, in order to get performance out of an individual, certain things make certain people tick. And if he needs to depressurize situations,
that's what he's doing,
to
right?
Perform well, that's what he's doing.
Okay, interesting.
He's
so
deflecting.
You're saying that you can be negative and that can be a positive and effective if you're wired that way.
Yeah.
Because everything I've heard, like, I am scared to say negative things. Like I told, thoughts become things. It's just true. Like, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, everything that's in this amazing shed, and there's a lot of things in this shed.
Yeah.
Is like someone had to think of it before it happened, right? So, like, I mean, thoughts become things.
But if he's like self-deprecating and funny, and he doesn't take it too seriously, and he doesn't like. I mean, the guy obviously has some self-belief in himself if he's top 50 in the world in golf. Could he have more self-belief and be top 30? Sure, but maybe with that self-belief, comes expectations, and then because he has those expectations, he doesn't perform as well.
Pressure.
So, like, it's all, you got to figure out that, like, perfect recipe, and that's kind of what, performance coaching is about, is trying to figure out that recipe and how to get a consistent performance out of somebody. Because like getting the absolute best out of someone, consistently is not realistic, but can you improve your performance over time and have that become more consistent? That's the goal.
But don't you do, like, I always thought you did that through positive, and I'll go ahead and, this is embarrassing, I'll go ahead and say it. Dude, like, I'll do incantations. I'll do priming, which is basically, like, for those of you who have never heard of it, it's like you say, like, I mean, my performance coach works with me on this. Is like, and it's extremely effective, by the way. You'll take, 10, 15 minutes, and you'll basically think of, okay, short-term goal. Imagine it already happened. Imagine it already done. You're celebrating it. What does it feel like? What is it like? How do you envision it? Experience it. And then do a medium term, and then do a long term. And this is the spooky thing. I got emotional when I was talking to him about it last time, and it's the long term, because him and I actually share the same one. And my long term one is me sitting on my deathbed, basically. My kids around, they're with their families, and they're holding my hand as I pass away. And that is like my ultimate long-term goal. I'm looking at my family. I'm like, man, they are like happy. They're all successful, healthy. Yeah. And that is like, and I experience it, and I like start like losing it because I feel like but like, I mean, that type of stuff is how like I envision, at least I use it in sales, and like how everything I've like that I'm proud of and thankful for in my life, I feel like has sort of fallen in that path, and it's because of that. And you're saying that you can still have those things without being so dead set on that.
No, not exactly. I'm saying that it works for some people. Could Joel Damon be more like that, and could it help him? Potentially, but it could also potentially harm him, because if he's not wired like that, like he's a pretty free-spirited, happy-go-lucky type of guy, what he's got going on could work. I think his secret weapon. His caddy seems to lock him in when he needs to be locked in. So I think maybe without...
It's like Panda for me.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, I think...
Shout out Gino the caddy.
Yeah, I think maybe without Gino there and kind of, getting him locked in when he needs to be could be the difference.
I saw a mosquito eating my boy Billy.
Oh, yeah. Mosquitoes.
It's like a moth.
Buzzing me. I'm just saying there's different ways to get good performances, and what Joel Damon is doing is going to be in the very much bottom percentile.
Okay, that's okay. That's a much better way for me to understand
it. Works for him.
A lot of different ways to swing.
Yeah.
A lot of different ways to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
A lot of
he even
different ways
says-
to have a podcast, even from a shed.
Exactly. A tough shed.
The
He even-
Cialis shed.
He even says at the end of his episode, like, maybe it's time for me to believe in myself a bit
That
more.
is true. So that was
It's on his mind.
so okay. So okay.
This is good. I'm just going to leave one out. I'm dialed. I'm dialed.
You can do that. You
Yeah,
can just
I'm
go
good.
one. It's okay, buddy.
Oh, this is better.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So
Put a bow on it.
all right.
Albi.
So my God. How was I gonna put a bow on that? What were we talking about? We're talking about performance.
I don't
We're
know.
talking about a lot.
Damn, it was gonna be such a good bow.
It's all right.
You guys stick to the notes.
Don't mess me up on that.
We messed you up on that?
We messed you up. Dog, we just here.
Yeah, man.
We told you we're color commentary and you're the like play-by-play announcer.
I'm the court jester. Jumping
You're
around.
Al Michaels and we're Chris Collinsworth.
I'm just so worried about these bugs around me. If they mess with you,
Dude, I haven't even noticed a bug.
Okay. All right. It's just amazing headphones you got on.
I think we need to expose him to bugs. I think we need to harden him up a little bit. I think we need to put bugs
Speaking
on.
of bugs, do you remember when we were
I'm plenty soft enough.
Do you remember? You remember when we were stream song? We were talking about this the other night.
Oh yeah, we were trying to get somebody to eat the bug at
The
Stream
caterpillar.
Songs.
Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I
And then we were-
completely forgot about that.
And then we were,
too.
not me. I just remember all the stupid. You guys are too worried about your damn golf shots. Where I'm like, you gotta eat that bug. Like, you gotta eat that caterpillar.
Albi was definitely more into eating the bugs.
I went
than
with
playing
him to
golf.
Stream Song one time and he birdied like the first 5 in a row.
You remember that? I
Yeah.
went 5 under through 5.
Oh, hey, do you remember that putt I sunk when we
Oh
played?
my god. Let him talk about how he was 5 under through 5.
What putt did you make?
Oh, you know. Oh, so that's how you work.
You
So
made a
you can't
4
sod all the
footer
things
up
you
the
lost.
hill.
What's that?
You made a 4-footer up the hill that was dead straight. Let Billy talk about when he was 5.
It was actually more like an
8.
8-footer, and it was for like $500 because y'all lost, and that's why you don't want to talk about it. But yeah, let's hear about
When?
your
I don't
500.
remember
That's a
that.
poorly designed hole.
Will
We
and I.
remember.
I
We
don't.
absolutely
I do not
remember.
remember my losses at all.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. You block it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm here for. So it was like an 8-foot putt, and it was for like $400 or $500. It was great.
Where?
It was right at Stream Song where we were going to eat the
Who was
caterpillar.
playing?
Actually, him and the guy Gator.
Yeah, you and me and
Gator.
Gator.
I don't know who Gator is. Use your bleep. That worked out well.
And we had Chief the Caddy.
Chief is great.
Shout out Chief.
Shout out, Chief.
Shout out to Chief. Chief is a legend. Did I ever tell you the first time I got Chief? I haven't told you this.
No.
I got Chief for the first time. Stream Song Caddy. Grew up on an Indian reservation in Wisconsin, so he goes by Chief. That's his preferred nickname.
Yeah, I
He's-
remember one time we asked him like, "What's your real name?"
Yeah,
and
and
he like
it's like-
rattled off, and we were like, "You're Chief."
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy long name. And my brother and I were playing out there, and we were gonna, we just went up there for one round, but then we decided to go back the next day, went back the next day, and then we're like, fuck it, let's go a third day. And this was before my brother lived in Tampa. And so he was just in town. So we went up a third day, and it was the day before Thanksgiving. And so I got Chief's number. I was texting with him. I was like, hey, Chief, we're coming up with third day, but if you're going to, take a few days for Thanksgiving with your family, no big deal. Just let me know. If not, I'd love to have you. And he responded, he's like, bro, my family and I don't really celebrate that holiday. And I was like,
wow, you're right.
oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Let's
totally.
go.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I felt so embarrassed. Obviously we had him the next day, and I was like, Chief, I'm so sorry. I wasn't thinking. He's like, I'm just fucking with you. I don't care at all. And I was like, oh God, I was dreading seeing
That's
him
great.
that morning. Yeah.
Oh man,
It was all good. He had a good
Caddies
laugh
are the
about
best,
it.
man.
He's
Caddies-
great. Chief's the man. Best
He's a
caddy at
great
Stream
dude.
Song. If you go to Stream Song, get Chief.
Yeah. Oh, great plug, man. Caddy. Yeah. No. I think caddies. We were talking about them last time. It's like, dude, their bets. I was telling him like, what's crazy about like a lot of times I'll be playing. I'm like, oh, those caddies are actually betting on us.
Oh yeah.
Like I totally didn't know that for like a long. I mean, I had caddies a lot of times and never knew that they were like I'm sitting here like, man, I wonder if he should eat that bug. And meanwhile, these caddies are like, dude, can you please
Eat that bug.
Can you please
Eat
make
the
that
bug.
Can you please make that 4-foot uphill putt to win against these two jokers so we can win lots of money?
I don't remember that at all. I do remember being 5 under through 5. You weren't there that day.
No.
That was good. That was a hot start.
Well, that's about as good as you can get.
Yeah.
What happened at the end of that? I feel like it somehow came down to the end.
He doesn't remember because he lost.
I don't remember how that
don't
one ended.
remember the end of that.
Interesting. It
either.
means you lost.
I do remember
He just
that
remembers the start.
I limped my way to shooting 1 under that day after a 5 under start. So that was good, but I don't remember the end. I do remember, I don't know if you were out there. We played Wolf one time and I had a big bet on the last hole. I went solo. I can't remember if that was with you.
You took me to all of them. You took me to all 3.
Could have been with you. I don't remember. I don't know.
Yeah,
there a lot.
I actually always remember when I played Panda. It's like something I never forget about. Just like all you guys. Like, I know y'all look at it like, I mean, it's just a round of golf. Dude, I look at it as like a bonding experience with my buddies. 4 or 5 hours. I don't even talk to my wife, unfortunately. I mean, I'd love to have 4 or 5 hours, like just alone time without the kids, where I can just like talk to her, like, and just, we can drive to her. Like, she's just got to pick up golf. Now, let me ask you, would you want your wife to pick up golf?
So during COVID, my wife picked up golf.
I know that.
Together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were, during COVID, obviously my job had shut down, but it was great because how our contracts are written, I still am getting paid to not travel. So that was nice.
Yeah.
So I had nothing going on.
Us too.
Yeah, it was great. I had nothing going on. So I started playing a lot of golf. That's when I joined Carrollwood. So 2019. March 2019, I think it was. And I was coming back like kind of, buzzed on some high noons and had a nice tan. And my wife was like, well, fuck this. I need to be doing that because she wasn't working either. And so she just started coming and playing golf and she picked up golf. And we would play like 9 holes a few times a week. And then she'd go home and I'd stay at the course and play more. It was great. She got decent.
Yeah.
Hasn't played since.
My wife, like, she is one of these people. What about you, Panda? Let me ask you first before. What about you? Do you want your wife playing golf?
I actively try to get my wife to play golf because for the entirety of our relationship, we've been married like 2 years, but we've been together like 10. So she's been a 10-year fucking swing experiment. Her swing is fucking dialed. So yeah, I want her out there. She's flying at 230, but she doesn't want to go play golf.
Wow.
Dude, my wife she's similar in the sense that she is just naturally athletic. It drives me bananas because she's just good at everything. She picked up, like, she has played golf with me a couple times. And she also wants to tee it up from the fairway. She wants to,
that's how my wife played. She teed it up everywhere.
That's, and then I'm like,
she didn't play
like,
real golf.
Now here's my wife.
She played from the kids' tees.
Okay, yeah.
And teed it up everywhere.
Now she's like, you give me like 6 months of this, I'll probably beat you. And I'm like, okay, all right. I'm like, okay. She's like, she's like 90. Like, you guys like 80. Like, oh, that's so. Like, I could totally beat that. I'm like, okay.
My wife's the opposite. She's like, I will never be good at this. But she's not terrible at it. My wife can't putt though. She can fly it, but she also will 5.
Oh, did she putt left-handed? Has she tried that?
She should start.
It works.
She should just fucking roll it or something. She can't. She has a terrible stroke.
See, I will
Speaking of rolling it. Okay, sorry to interrupt. I don't want to lose my train of thought.
I know how it works.
You know how that goes.
You go, Brandon.
Let me go with this.
Albi's got the mic.
Let me ask you this. So Panda is currently in.
Why don't you let me tell it? All right. There's a guy at work who basically broke his.
Fucker, I'll censor you. Like,
he basically
at your work.
He basically broke his left hand. So he's been hitting balls just with his right hand for like 3 to 4 months.
They call that a north paw.
He says that he's subjectively deadly at it. Like,
really?
He can chip, and like, I watch him, like, he can hit it like 150 and straight and like relatively repeatably, and chip actually probably better than he can with 2 hands.
There's a guy, I think he has Corn Ferry status, Austin Treslow.
He just chips with 1 hand.
Chips right-handed.
With the trail one. Anyways, he says he could break 80 from the Reds at Carrollwood. I said,
one-handed.
Absolutely no chance. Won't matter.
I love this so much.
He was like, okay, maybe I can't. And then I said, you know what? I bet I could throw the ball into the hole. Like, I'll play with my arm and you play with one arm, and it'd be probably pretty close. And he goes, I'll dust you by 50. And I said, we can go right now if you'd like to go.
Did you do it?
I will lose my
No,
job.
he won't do it.
Why won't he do it?
Because he's scared.
Because I said, like, we're going to put like a G on it plus, because I'm going to absolutely rape. But who do you think would win? What?
Mayor, can we run a game on this, Mayor?
Yeah.
Somebody
You're
who
throwing.
I'm going to throw it every time.
From what tees?
From the red.
Red tees. You're throwing. He's hitting one-handed.
He's hitting one-handed, and he's been actively practicing hitting one-handed for 3 to 4 months.
Do you think your arm can handle that many throws?
It's just 9.
Oh, it's just 9 holes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I've never. Really
I remember you and me used to throw them over.
I never have either. I bet Panda can sling it, dude.
It's not even about that. Yes, thank you. I can absolutely huck the motherfucker, but it's not even about that. It's that like I'm not gonna throw it into the water. I'm not gonna throw it into the
dude.
hazard.
He keeps it in
if
between
I'm
the
in
lines.
a bunker, that's okay. That doesn't do anything. I'm still throwing it.
But we are absolutely filming it. In fact, I just ordered on Amazon these little they call them what do you call it?
Nipple tassels.
Lavadiers. Yes, nipple tassel mics, and we're gonna have those out there.
Oh, okay.
And a drone. Well, I mean, I'm a big drone guy.
You are.
Oh, look at this picture right actually behind me.
Did you take that picture?
That would have been a better story, but no,
It was a drone.
I actually paid it. I paid a guy. I paid a guy.
Then why'd you tell me to look at it?
Well, because it is beautiful. It's Bandon Dunes.
Right. Which
yeah.
I know you were there, and I assumed that you did
No.
that.
So, no, that first of all, they actually are very strict on it. Now, I did take a drone, and I actually will post. Oh, good call. I will actually post at the bottom of this page the house we were staying at. I took a drone. I flew it from the kitchen table. Now, we were staying at the haunted house. This place was the spookiest house I've ever stayed in my life, except the shed when Mrs. and I don't get along, and we have to sleep out here sometimes, which is very rarely. But
Have you slept in the shed?
yeah, it's
That was just a quick We might.
but
get a
it's not as
backstory on
scary.
that.
It's not as scary as this place we stayed at in Bandon. It is. Shout out to God. What's the name of that movie? I'm going to put it down in the comments section, and I'll also put a link. But I literally flew a drone. Koala is crazy from the dining room table. You'll love this, Panda. Dining room table, lift it up. All of our golfing buddies on our golfing trip are like, "Whoa!" And and then all of a sudden you see me with the joystick like this kind of, and then it goes out the glass door, zooms out, dude, and it's right on the Pacific Ocean.
I've seen this video.
Yeah, you've seen it, and
It is pretty cool.
so I'll put that down there.
I thought that was done by the same professional that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
that
but I
picture.
do love, like we were talking about this earlier, like we were talking about this on one of the earlier episodes. I love the landscape or like being outside and like seeing different scenes. I was on the preserve, and by the way, best par 3 course I've ever played. I mean, I don't know, there's some others out there that are pretty sweet, but so we were playing it, and we're all at this point we'd already played 30. No, we played 18 that day, so we were pretty spent, but and pretty hammered, and we kept doing fireballs at like the turn or whatever.
Dangerous.
I'm like, I'm gonna take my drone out. Like I can't fly it around anywhere else. I'm gonna fly the drone around. And so my buddy and I, we were playing whatever game, and he was like, dude, can you kind of focus? Kind of what we were talking about earlier. A lot of money on the line, and we completely got hammered. And he still makes fun of me about flying a drone. But man, I got some good shots. Except I left the controller back at one of the.
Who is your
holes.
partner?
This dude named Marks in Charlotte, North Carolina. I hear ya and see ya.
No,
I don't know him.
Huh?
I don't know him.
He's a good dude, man. So those are some of
Yeah.
He has like other golf friend groups. It's kind of disgusting.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like that
I
either.
thought we were trying to shrink the game.
Yeah. You get one.
Shout out to my I4 Cup boys. We have an I4 Cup. You'd appreciate this.
You tried to get me to playing it with a 12-minute notice last year.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
You said no.
Hey, Billy, you want to drive an hour and a half? You have to leave in 12 minutes.
Stream song?
Yeah. I would like to play in the future, but I like a day's notice would be nice.
Yeah, so we've been playing this. My wife and I lived in Orlando, and you know who else lived in Orlando was this guy named Scott Van Pelt, who
And probably Chris Paul at one point.
Chris Paul. That's a second or third shout out to Chris Paul in this episode. Now here's the deal. Now the only reason we mentioned Scott Van Pelt, and the only reason we've mentioned him on every episode so far, is because he should have absolutely interviewed me when I hit my Albatross to tie
Are
for
you
the
good
winning
with
tournament.
Are you good with us putting a plaque in the fairway? You okay with that?
From where he hit it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Commemorative
Should
plaque.
we just do it?
Yeah, we should just do it.
Mayor.
Like we should do it. Like we should just get shit rocked one night and just go dig a hole.
Hey, we're on our
Put
way.
our own fucking
we're actually-
plaque in.
I'd have no problem doing it.
Hey, we're actually on our way there right now.
I would put
Yeah.
a plaque where
Just get.
I would put a plaque in the fairway.
And we
Well,
don't. We
sorry.
tell no one.
Is it the best shot in Carolwood's history? It has to be.
Probably.
Is it in concert golf's history?
Probably. Although concert golf, does host a few like professional events, so there could be one where
Shot.
like, actual money mattered and stuff.
Oh, you mean a Calcutta money?
Okay, like real money.
I spent like real money there. I mean, it wasn't like it was real
Wasn't
money.
One shop credit.
Yeah, do you got
No,
shop credit?
It wasn't shop credit. It was cash. But here's the deal. Like, I get it. Like, I know it wasn't like a PJ Tour event, dude. Here's the deal. I'm never gonna play on
This
one.
is the. Did you tell the whole story?
I did.
Several times.
Okay,
yes.
so like
He's told
you
it
didn't even see
with
it go in. You thought it
explicit
went long. You were
background.
walking behind the green looking for it. You didn't even know it went in, so it couldn't have been that good.
I think we should circle back to what should he not do, or what is the repercussions if he doesn't, or if he does talk about it after he says he can't talk about
That's
it.
stupid. I told you,
yeah,
I'm
I
a man
like
of my
that
word.
better. What happens if he talks about it?
Man of my word.
I think we gotta like cut his nut off or something. I don't know.
Honestly, I think he has to clean this shed and organize all the wires and shit.
I'm not gonna do that. Well,
He has
actually,
he has
cable
to
management.
catalog all of his electronics.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure Tough Shed sells like a little pull out like caddy thing that you put right there. It's like a little, tool chest, and you put all your wires and everything right there. It's all
Yeah, what would really fuck
catalog.
with him?
Like,
Having to organize?
yeah, I think that would freak him out.
How about he just has to go stone cold sober for like a month?
Well, that's no big deal. I can do that.
Yeah, I think he can do that. I think organization freaks him out.
Okay. I can fuck with that.
Yeah, I think organization would freak him out. Like a normal
He has
man's
to like
office.
alphabetize and
Yes.
like color coordinate it.
Yes. Like a normal person's office needs to be like clutter free
Yeah.
and calm and peaceful.
Not the shed.
Brandon's Tough Shed, Cialis Shed, is the opposite of that with shit
Hey,
everywhere.
he either knows where everything is or where nothing is.
Here's the deal. Like, I think it's got to be the best shot in probably concerts history. Let's get back to
Maybe
that.
golf. Maybe
just
the history of
we're
golf.
Just going past that. Okay.
and then also probably, I mean, I would imagine Southeast. Like, I mean, to win, like, I'm not talking about like a PJ. Sure, like those are great. You can win millions. and
Wasn't
fun.
it to tie?
It was a tie, yeah, for the win. For the win, though. I mean,
To tie for the win.
dude, it's 1 in 6 million, and then you have to throw in the fact that it was a. So our point was Scott Van Pelt.
Well, also, hold on. Wasn't it to tie for the win for the net? Not even for the gross?
It was a net only tournament.
So it's
We-
not- no.
We
It's-
got into that too.
it is not a
we got
net-only
into that
tournament.
too. We got into that.
well,
too.
actually, we were only 3 back for gross, but you know,
Okay. Well, it was a tie for the win for the net.
yeah.
do net championships count?
No.
Ooh, love it.
Did you know? I bet Albi didn't know this. Before Panda and I were like really close, like we knew each other, but I was still kind of new to the club. This was 2009. It might have been 2019.
Panda was 4.
Panda was 4 years
Exactly.
old, but Panda and I went to a scorecard playoff
Oh yeah.
for club champion net.
Oh, I
Is that what
yeah,
it was?
Like first net.
First net, club champion,
Mhm.
first place net.
That's-
Panda and I went to a
clipped
scorecard
me.
and I clipped him. Don't know on what hole, but
That's
yeah.
weird.
So I was the club. I was the net club champion, but I don't count that. That doesn't count.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No parking spot.
No parking spot.
No parking spot. No title.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
I
just
didn't
shop
even.
credit. It
I-
was more shop credit.
It was more shop credit.
Yeah.
But I didn't even get like a plaque on my locker or anything.
hmm
I got nothing. It was whatever. There's no net trophies. Net doesn't count.
Love it.
I don't know why they do net.
I'm a gross member champion.
You are a gross member champion with
Let's just take a look at what's another franchise, like what's another ownership group that has like multiple golf properties. Like, I mean, Cabot. I mean, absolutely the best shot in Cabot history. Like, no,
or
question.
right back to
no
the
questions. Like, but what about like what's the one that's like not a club? What about Club Corp?
Yeah, Club Corp.
I'm pretty
It's now
sure.
it's now they rebranded themselves.
I'm pretty sure that's the
I
best
I
shot in
think
Club
Albi
Corp.
just wants to know that his Albi was the best shot in Club
Yeah.
Corp history as
We're
well.
not owned by Club Corp.
No, we're Concert
Nah,
Golf.
but
Shout out Concert Golf.
actually, I think
Maybe
it's,
Concert Golf could sponsor us. We would
Well-
talk much more highly of Carol.
it's our green.
Albi, I think it was one of the best shots that I didn't see it, but I've heard about it plenty of times.
Mhm.
And I think it should go. There should be a plaque in the fairway.
Listen, I think that it's, look, yeah, I mean, it's complete luck. We don't need to keep talking about the shot, guys. But I do think that it would hurt not to talk about it anymore. And I think that it's got to be worth something. And I just don't, we need to do some math. Like eventually we'll have people that work, like intern seems like a really good idea.
I think an intern is necessary.
What if
So-
you have to count on live stream? It's one in how many? Like 16
million,
trillion?
he said, right?
You have to count to 6 million.
No, that takes like a long time.
No, Mr. Beast, we were
I would
talking.
hope so.
Hey, shout out to Mr. Beast. This is the second episode we talked about you. Mr. Beast, you're actually also in North Carolina. I'm from Winston-Salem. He's also from North Carolina, and he absolutely produces the best stuff. I just love how the giveaways. And so that's one thing we talked about. So like the first giveaway, and thank you for staying tuned all this time.
We got all the way.
You're almost there.
Wow.
You're almost there. We're going to talk about
It
it.
really worked.
You really worked for it, and we appreciate it.
I worked for it.
Well, maybe y'all could have fast forward all the way to the end here. That's fine too. That's just clever. We like clever people. So one of the contests, the first one is, let me pull it up. The first one that Panda and I have discussed. Now he hasn't agreed to this, but I just and he didn't respond. You guys don't really respond to anything.
Brendan, you're the king of not responding.
So
He always responds to me.
The only time,
Except when he doesn't.
the only time Brandon responds is when it's 9 o'clock and our tea time is at 9 o'clock, and we call him. He's like, "I'm there in 2 minutes. I'm there in 2 minutes."
I'm
And
always
he's
there.
zipping around the corner in his golf cart, and he just rocks up to the first tee. Probably forgot his putter at home as well. Hey, do
Those
you
are
remem-
the best.
do you
Those are
remember-
the best when he shows up without clubs.
This is a good Albi story. We
He's
were
like,
playing,
oh fuck, I left it
and
somewhere.
this is a perfect visual for playing golf with Albi.
He doesn't have a 9-iron right now.
best shot in club.
No,
court.
this is
100%.
better. We're playing, and I'd say maybe on like the 8th or 9th hole, you know, he hits a shot, and around the green, he probably used a 54, and we move on, and it's like comes to like the 14th hole, and he's like, "Fuck, I think I left my 54 somewhere," and we're like, "Oh, I don't know, that could have been a while ago," like, and he didn't want to go drive back and look for it. Then we get to maybe like the 16th hole, and he just finds a 54 laying on the side of the like fairway or somewhere by the green, and he just picks it up and starts playing with it the rest of the time. So
he lost the club and he found a club.
Yeah, he lost
Same
the
club.
50. No, he lost the 54, and then found a 54, and just kept playing with this new 54.
Yeah,
And
same
now
same
that's
degree.
Probably the
Yeah,
one that
same
he still
degree.
uses.
Different club.
Completely different club.
He
I'm
just
pretty sure it's like
traded.
a grandpa club.
Traded up.
I played with him one time and he forgot his putter, and the only putter I had was like the Adam Scott broomstick putter,
Yeah, and he played
and he
with
was
it.
deadly with it for
Yeah.
like a day. He's like, I gotta get me one of these.
Yeah.
Panda, you made me one. I thought you might have. You talked about making me one.
I still got it if you want it.
Yeah.
You took my putter, dude.
Albi's a special golfer, man.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me get back to the contest here.
Oh, yeah.
You guys can get me off track.
You know
here.
what else is super interesting that you do that absolutely drives me fucking insane? Is
Uh-huh.
you don't use head covers.
Yeah,
me?
that is
That
wild.
is disgusting.
Yeah. I've noticed that too.
I thought we were all about gross.
Why don't you use- why
that's
don't you use
so
head covers?
Bad.
I thought you said you used iron covers at one point.
Yeah, dude. Listen, let me tell you
The
something.
only head covers he had was on his irons at one point.
He went reverse.
That is the
He covered up the
full-
irons and let the ball
Is that
goal
putting
in
left-handed,
reversal.
cross-handed? Is that the same thing?
That's
No.
way worse.
You just throwing the driver in without a head cover is.
Is insane.
Is
It's just
psycho.
like banging against the putter for
Do you
18
do that
minutes.
with? Do you do that with your new paradigm? You just in there naked?
Oh, you mean my Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah, 100% is.
And just for you guys who didn't listen last time to why I call it the Will Smith, because it sounds just like Will Smith when he smacked Chris Rock. I hated seeing it, but it was like, keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And then literally smacked him. Dude, it sounds like you're hitting a drive down Pine. Pick the number. It doesn't matter.
Hope you're not hitting driver on
Pine 1.
8.
Pine 1, Pine 9.
Yeah, I usually just hit Pine driver 3-wood and Pine 1. All right, so then let me just pull up here. So I sent this over to Panda. Random thoughts for the initial contest. 100th subscriber gets 2 free lessons with Panda.
Oh,
2.
wow.
Wow, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to make you more over the top.
He called me, he fixed my hook and he's like, well, yeah, you're a reformed hooker now. So smooth. That was such a good line.
You are a reformed hooker.
I in the playback, I'm like, wow.
Brandon,
he's got to hit himself.
Notorious hooker on the golf course.
He's got to hit
Used to
himself
be.
in the nuts. That's his secret.
Used
That's
to
his
be.
secret move is to cut across it at the bottom.
5,000. Wow, that's not even a word.
5,000.
That's getting edited.
No. That cannot be
5,000.
edited out. That has to stay in. That is the all-time greatest mispronunciation in concert and club corp history.
Oh, for sure. Better has to at least include Club Corp. It's a 5,000 subscriber, gets my flight scope, which I don't even have a flight scope. I have a Mevo.
You get the Mevo.
Yeah, Panda, I said this over to Panda. I'm like, they get my flight scope set up. He goes, oh, what model flight scope you have? I go,
I was trying
my
to
bad,
buy a
it's a
flight
Mevo.
scope.
It's
Wait.
a Mevo Plus.
So the 5,000
Yes.
subscriber
Yes.
gets your old Mevo Plus.
Used. Yeah, it's actually used.
Mevo Plus.
I've only used it a couple of times. Though. I mean, this is 5,000. I mean, dude, look, we're not Mr. Beast yet.
It comes with a lot
I
of
think-
accessory cord.
So then the
I
next
think we could do something for the 5,000 and tie it in with the 5-iron coming to Tampa.
that'd actually be a much better. I'll actually still include my Mevo Plus.
I
Yeah.
think that would be for the 5.
Okay.
Okay.
The quad 5. If you're the quad 5,
If you're the quad 5th subscriber,
How y'all beer? How y'all beers?
we
That's
can do something.
what's it Salem? How y'all
if you're
how
the
y'all beers?
5 subscriber, you get to hit a 5-iron out of Albi's mouth, like John Daly style, where he's
5
going to hold the
times.
tea in his mouth.
5
Ooh,
times
wow.
on the 5th tooth on the 5th of May,
At
2025.
5:55 p.m. Send
I
it.
like it. Full
Bring
send.
5 of your closest.
All right. So we don't know what the 5,000 subscriber gets.
We'll put it in the comments next to.
No, but we
The
know
link of
we
my
have
drone.
we have a plan for
Yeah,
it.
it'll
we
be
got
good.
a
It'll be
workshop
nice.
it. We'll come back to you.
We'll come back to it.
Yeah,
Speaking
we'll
of
circle back.
Hey, speaking of workshops for your 10,000th,
Ooh.
through 10,000th, we will fly. We being, well, you probably have miles, I imagine, but yeah, you can join us. Panda and I
I do have mine.
I got a feeling I'm gonna have to foot the bill for Panda and for me. Just fine. It's okay. Unless that Delta or American Airlines or Southwest wants to get on board,
or any airline.
Or
for that
actually-
matter.
or actually Wheels Up, or hey, how about Timmy?
Yeah,
I've been waiting for the private flight. Have you flown with him?
I have.
That's so cool.
Yeah, he picked it. We were in Austin and he was flying from Santa Barbara back to Tampa, but without his boss, and they're training a pilot. And so he needed just practice in the aircraft. So they made a stop in Austin, picked my wife and I up and dropped us off in Tampa.
Yeah, 10,000. You and I fly wherever they are. And I was actually talking to Panda. You probably have frequent flyer miles, and we play around. They pick the course. We'll let our business daddy take care of it. Whoever that is at the time, probably gonna be A++.
That works.
It's actually A2. Should we just tell them really what it is? So
It's really add to performance.
add to performance. And we'll be sure to put their link. It is a serious, you guys do a great job.
It is a serious company.
Just like this
It's
pod.
an unserious podcast, but
Yes.
a serious company.
It's a very serious company.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, we'll talk about that later. But anyway, so 10,000 subscriber. Here's what happens. The Panda, the Koala, and I, we fly out wherever you're located. You pick the course. We'll have our business daddy finance the whole thing. And then we're going to actually, this is going to be quite the process. We're going to meet you. You pick the restaurant. Well, if you want to go to a steakhouse, we'll go to a steak. If you want to go to a barbecue place, sure. We're going to film the whole thing. I'll fly my drone. And then what we're going to do is we're going to workshop. We're going to learn a little bit about you. We're just going to ask some questions.
A deep dive.
It's going to be a deep dive into your personality, your psyche. We've got a
Interesting.
performance coach. We're going to see you swing a golf club. That's what Panda's there for.
We're going
Oh.
to evaluate.
We're going to ask you some questions. That's what Koala's there for. And then I'm going to get your sillies out. And we're going to figure you out from the inside
Oh.
out. But what we're going to do is then we're going to give you a spirit animal name.
Ooh.
And we're going to include, and then we're going to actually have Daphne, head cover. Shout out Daphne. Thanks again for the sponsorship that you haven't given us yet. We've
Yep.
talked about you, just like Scott Van Pelt and Chris Paul, number 4 times, or is that 5 times now? But we've actually are going to give them a custom Daphne head cover
Very cool.
based on their spirit animal.
Very cool.
And that's only 10,000.
So we have a contest up to 10,000.
And then 100 and some thousand, I think. We got to figure out what like we got, because I want to make, dude, I'm not gonna give it just like, oh, you get a check for $48 a month. Like, good job. Like, I want a couple grand a month not to tell my Albatross story anymore.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, this is the bow. This is the bow. Hang on. This is the bow. I'll forget again. So the bow is, this is what you're asking me to give up. You're asking to give up anything's possible. And that's what I was telling him last time. Now, here's the deal. Because here's the thing. Going into that hole, I, like, my buddy and I, like, completely, I won't go into the details of the story again. Poor Panda. We had given up. Like, we had completely given up. And, you know, I hit an amazing drive, hit my 3-wood. It went in. We go in, turn our scorecard in, and they're like, oh, you tied for the win for the tournament? I'm like, dude, anything is possible. So what is that worth? Like, what would that be worth to you? Like, would that be worth, you don't care because it didn't happen to you and you think it's...
Yeah, I think it's silly anyways.
Would you give it up for a 58?
On the golf course?
Yeah, on a golf course. I don't think I would.
59, we said.
Or 59.
Easily 59.
What I
Billy,
give what?
you would way rather. It's tough. Albi said he wouldn't trade it for like $149,000 cold hard cash.
150.
I think he has to eat the golf ball if he talks about it.
It's right there.
You got to put it right down the gullet.
You talking about it? I talk about it.
You think that's healthy?
It's not. It's definitely not healthy, but we got to keep him. We're trying to get viewers here, man. If he eats a golf ball, we're gonna gain some.
Can you swallow a golf ball?
I bet
you could get it down.
Maybe with some lube you can swallow a golf ball.
Getting it out's gonna be more of a problem than getting it
We
in.
need some lube that way too.
We're in the shed and we probably got it somewhere.
You could get it down.
Jeez. This has been great, Albi. I appreciate
No,
you
thanks for
putting
having
this
me.
all
You're welcome
together.
to, we'll probably never see you again. That's okay.
No. I'll be back. I'll be back.
It's on camera.
I'll be back. It's on camera.
It's on the
We'll
live
get you back,
stream.
man. Nah, thanks
I'm
for coming.
back.
And sorry it's such a shit show, but we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna get a bunch of these under our belt. I'm gonna get a bigger one of those because that's amazing.
What is it?
With my huge face.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. We're projected to do really, really good in Australasia.
I agree.
Anyway, out. See y'all. Bye.
Did I tell you about my Albatross?
Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't miss out on our upcoming golf giveaways and experiences. They're exclusive to our subscribers, and all you got to do is subscribe. And until next time, golf's easy. Think fairways and greens.
Oh, here we go. Come on. Did I tell you about my Albatross? Hey, yo. Now you know.